And we are live, the final stream before we tee it up tomorrow morning in Fort Worth, Texas. This is the Narratives, Final Thoughts, and Interview Reactions. I'm your host, Matt Gannon of the Golf Gambling Podcast, and I'm ready to go through not all, but a majority of the press conferences that took place this past week, and hopefully see if anything that these golfers said can make you want to play them in DFS, make you want to take them out of your lineups, make you want to throw a little first round leader in it, a little top 20. Because sometimes shit people say is more than the stats. So we'll jump right into it. We will start with Tom Hoge. Now, Tom Hoge's a guy who I saw on a few betting cards this week, and obviously he's a TCU grad. The form is not amazing, but when you think Colonial, course fit wise, Tom Hoge definitely fits that bill, but the results haven't really been there with Tom Hoge. He's missed a few cuts and he has one modest finish at Colonial. So Tom Hoge went to say that just that little bit of extra pressure. It's a tournament that I've been coming to since my days at TCU here just up the road. I always want to play well. Sometimes that's hard when you want it really badly. So Tom Hoge admitted that hometown pressure is a real thing, and Tom Hoge's not a guy who's used to playing with that weekend pressure or that Sunday pressure or all the cameras on him. I know he's gotten some more cameras on him the last 2 years because he's gotten to be a better golfer. So I don't know, maybe he'll tune that out more this year. But he literally admitted that little added pressure from his friends, family, hometown guys being there took an effect to his results here at Colonial. So I don't know. He admitted it. He wasn't really on my radar to begin with, but I feel like I'm kind of cooling on him even more after that interview. So maybe take him out of your lineup. But I don't want to say take him out of your lineup. The course fit does make sense, but maybe that's why he hasn't done well at this course, because that little added pressure. So we will move down to Ryan Palmer, and he got right to it. He literally said, "This is my fifth major. This is his 20th start here at the Charles Schwab." I almost said Byron Nelson because I just cannot say Charles Schwab. It doesn't flow off the tongue. I just cannot say it too well. So Ryan Palmer, 20th start here. It's his fifth major, he said. Very special. He's a member here. It's the tournament he looks to the most. He looks to this tournament more than the majors, which is crazy to think about. But Ryan Palmer, Charles Schwab, that this is his event. He went on to say that he absolutely loves where his game at. Obviously, we saw him in contention at the Byron. He keeps saying that his game is trending, moving in the right direction. What happened at Wells was good, and then right into the Byron, he said his game is so close. He loves the way that he's playing. He's loved the way that he's hitting it. Short game is getting there. Said it's going to be a fun week. Now, Ryan Palmer initially was not on my radar, but like in that low 7K range, I might have to buy some Ryan Palmer because he kind of admitted to this being, and like the field's not anything to like, oh, okay, like Ryan Palmer, he needs to finish top 10 in an elevated event, which like I'm obviously he can do, but like this field is nothing crazy. This is his home course. He's played here a bunch of times, and everyone's going to say the same thing. Yeah, you play Ryan Palmer in Texas. Let me pull up and see what his ownership's at. Because if it's anything, like if it's nothing crazy, I might have to sub him in because I went with a lot of stars and scrubs lineups this week, and I think that I went with a lot of stars and scrubs lineup this week, and I have some room to add someone in this range. Do I want to? Let me pull up his ownership. Give me 1 second, because I don't know. Based off his quotes, he says the game's trending well. He says it's going to be a fun week. Ryan Palmer at this golf course. Let's see the ownership. I'm pulling it up right now. All right. So at 8 o'clock Tuesday night, Ryan Palmer. Of course, my laptop is going to be very slow. Ryan Palmer, $7,200. I see 5.6%. I think I have to add some Ryan Palmer because I'm going 100%. I'm going 100% Zach Johnson, which is, call me insane. I'm going 100% Zach Johnson. I might have to add a little bit of Ryan Palmer. Yeah, why not? We got to do that. So we're going to add some Ryan Palmer to this just based off his quotes. All right. Max Homa, what are some challenges or benefits of playing the week after a major? So he said this kind of in a joking manner. The benefits, the course is a lot easier, which is obviously true. He talked about how he didn't have his game at Augusta, which he noted a few times the past few weeks. And then He said chasing for 4 days at Augusta, then going to play Harbor Town. He just didn't want to be there because he was so worn out from the chase at Augusta. But he took those few weeks off. His game feels to be in a much better spot. Felt okay last week, and he knew he needed a bit of time. Feels good this week. I was kind of lukewarm heading into the week on Max Homa, and those quotes kind of make me feel the same way. He feels fine, which I assumed he felt fine. I don't love him at this golf course, but I mean, I don't hate him, but I like other guys better in his price range. So Max Homa, kind of cool on, likes where his game is at. Much better than it was around Augusta Harbor Town. Okay. Michael Block. Basically a top 5 player in the world at this point. Basically a superstar. Best friends with Albert Pujols. Best friends with Michael Jordan. Everyone knows it. Michael Block, he's an A-list celebrity at this point. So what did he have to say? He said that this is a better course fit than it was last week. Sure, it's a better course fit for like everyone than it was last week. Last week was an impossible golf course. Then he went on to say, the back nine here today, I started getting pretty tired, getting a little worn out. The sun is really hot out there. It's really humid. I'm just trying to drink as much water as I can and rehydrate and come in here strong. This was yesterday. It is Tuesday. He's already feeling tired. This man, Michael Block, has done more interviews than I have ever seen. I'm trying to like compare it to something, but I can't. This man was on Pat McAfee's show, Dan Patrick's show, ESPN, other a million outlets. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but 6+ at least local media back home in California doing the absolute most. Which I don't know, maybe good for his golf game so he doesn't have to think about it. Because when that starts happening, he's gonna be in shambles. But this man is doing more media than anyone has ever done, and when that usually happens, bad play usually follows. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm fading Michael Block. Like, obviously, I'm not playing him at $6,900. But if you can find Michael Block matchups, DM me because I will love to fade him there. I can't find any. Michael Block probably gonna miss the cut. Like, I'm not one of those Michael Block haters on Twitter, but like, it's truly funny now. Like, I was kind of trying to defend the narratives like last week, but like when he said today, Michael Jordan texted me like, come on, dude, just there's a time and a place. And I mean, he's eating it up. Good for him. It's just funny. Whatever. We're done with Michael Block. I don't want to hear him anymore. Jordan Spieth, big one. Obviously a big one. Mr. Charles Schwab played here 10 times. Average finish 8.5. Yeah, he's sick here. So I thought this was a very, very, very interesting quote. He said, and this kind of goes off what Tom Hoagie said about the pressure. He said that he feels here playing at in Fort Worth is a little less pressure, and he doesn't feel it as much as he feels at the Byron, which is like his hometown event where it's all his family comes to. So that's like a big thing. He's like, I feel a lot more comfortable out here year in, year out than I do at the Byron Nelson, which is okay. Like, that's pretty interesting to hear. So he said game's been in a really good place this year, continuing on an upward trajectory. And then they asked about the risk. Obviously, they're going to ask about the risk. Did that happen during the Wells Fargo or after you got home? He said, no, it was after I got home. I was just playing with my son. I wasn't even holding him or anything. I was just pushing myself off the ground while he was laughing and going side to side. Something just popped and jammed, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't move it, and got rid on it right away. I ended up getting an MRI the next morning and went to a few specialists and tried to figure out what was the right plan for it. I was very shocked I was able to play the week after. I talked to Cameron about it on Sunday before the tournament, and I said, hey, I might be 50-50. He said, no, I'd call you 25% at best. Jordan said he felt 75%, but he went out there and see how he felt, meaning at Oak Hill. So he said that it was really tough basically to piece 4 rounds together in a major, especially when you're not 100%. But the man gained over 8 strokes ball striking, and he said that he felt good and he wouldn't be playing if he couldn't. They asked him what the injury was. He said it was a moderate grade tendon sheath tear. A tendon sheath tear. I'm going to clip me saying this and then I want someone to respond. What is a tendon? I can't, between Charles Schwab challenge and tendon sheath tear, it's tough for me to get words out this week. So Jordan Spieth, moderate tendon sheath tear, but he feels good. He would not be playing if he did not feel good. Looks good as well. They asked his thoughts on playing the course, and he said he came over. He wasn't planning on playing. Did some work with his coach around 11:40, and then got out and hit some shots on the golf course. And he said that was the best thing he could have done with the new overseat on the golf course. He said it was. He said it was pretty different, even though he's played here 10 times and played here a bunch of times, even outside of the tournament. So he said that he was really happy that he did that. There's going to be different spots to lay up to, different spots when I want to go for it. So he said he's glad he played the golf course, and all systems go for Jordan Spieth for me. Play him, bet him. I think Jordan Spieth is a good play this week. So anything that he said in the interview didn't really take me off him, which I was very nervous that it would, because I was all over him on Monday morning. And the interview made me more optimistic and excited heading into tomorrow morning. So Jordan Spieth, all systems go. I think we're in for a good week. And then finally, Scotty Scheffler. He said, I feel like at the Byron Nelson, I didn't swing it as well as I hoped to. Casual T2. I started getting comfortable with my swing, and I really started to feel the. I started getting comfortable with my swing, and I really started to feel the ball coming off my putter face well last week. He wanted to say, anytime I feel like I could putt it, I feel like I could win. So yeah, Scotty Scheffler, anytime he can putt it, he definitely can win. Yeah, he's plus 400 this week. What am I going to say about Scotty Scheffler? I think he's going to perform well. Obviously, I think he's going to perform well, but nothing really too crazy to write home about. Besides that, I wanted to say that he does feel like he's hitting good putts. He feels like he found something in that putting stroke. Does that mean he's going to win? Probably. And it's kind of, I wish he said, like, my swing's not feeling 100%, because I tweeted this out when he was trying, because Scotty Scheffler, he hits those draws and he really turns his hands over and tries to really draw it with his hands. And he wasn't really doing that as well as he does this past 2 weeks. So I was hoping he would say something doesn't feel great in my swing. I'm looking to work out a few things tomorrow. But Scotty Scheffler says his swing feels good, and he feels like the ball's coming off the putter face better than it has been. So shit, we might be in for a Scotty Scheffler boat race week. Therefore, play him. Yeah, play him in your lineups. But that's all I got this week. Any questions late night, you know where to find me. I got a bunch of content on my Twitter page. Check that out. And I will see you guys Friday for round 3 best bets weekend leaderboard update. It will be fun. Enjoy the Charles Schwab Chucky S challenge. See you guys Friday.